How's it going, guys? JP here, and this is going to be a horror news video. I haven't done one of these in quite a while, simply because there hasn't really been many horror news stories that I really cared to talk about. I mean, there's been a few here and there, but nothing to really make a whole video about. I could probably just go in and, get anything that's going on in the horror world and make a video, but I prefer to do it with stuff I care about or stuff that I'm excited to talk about and excited to share with you guys. Plus, I'll get stuff that, I think some of you guys would be interested in, even if it doesn't interest me so much. So yeah, so what I did, there was one particular news story that came out very recently, and it really got me excited. I wanted to share it with you guys and give my opinions on it and stuff. So I went ahead and got a few other stories that I remembered hearing throughout the past few weeks, and just compile a few of them to make a video. So with that said, I guess I'll go into the story that made me want to make this video. The Crystal Lake Memories documentary, The Complete History of Friday the 13th. We finally got a lot of details, talking about it and explaining when we could finally see it and stuff. And let me give you a little bit of background on this project. I don't know the whole story, but I think I know enough to kind of sum it up. Back when the Elm Street Legacy, Never Sleep Again, the Elm Street Legacy was released, which was a fantastic documentary. It was like 4 hours long. I have a copy of it, and I recommend anybody who likes that franchise or likes good horror documentaries to check that out. It's my personal favorite horror documentary. It just goes through each film so good and just talks about stuff that I did not know, and I learned so much from it. But anyway, the people who made that went on to make His Name Was Jason, which was the Friday the 13th documentary, and I was really excited for it when it came out. I knew it was by the same guys who did the Elm Street Legacy, so I was kind of expecting the same type of format and for them to really get into each film, but it kind of went all over the place, and it really wasn't that great of a documentary. I really didn't learn anything new that I hadn't really already known about the franchise, and it just felt like there was so much more to explore with each film, and it ended up being kind of disappointing. Even though I still liked that documentary, it just it was nothing like the Elm Street Legacy, and it could have been so much better. And I think that really came from the studio or whoever was trying to make the produce the documentary. I think they wanted to go a certain way, and the people who made the Elm Street Legacy documentary wanted to do it more like the Elm Street Legacy, and it just didn't end up turning out that great. So I believe last year the people who made the Elm Street Legacy documentary announced that they was gonna make the Crystal Lake Memories documentary, and which got me super excited because they said they was gonna really get into each film, and it's gonna be like the definitive documentary, and it's gonna really explore everything, and it's just gonna be packed with interviews, and just it's gonna be big, and it's just gonna be the perfect documentary for the film. So I've been following it for a while. It was kind of quiet for a while. I didn't really know if it was still happening, or how long we was gonna have to wait to see it. But they finally announced the more about it, and the news. I have all these links below, by the way. This one came from Dread Central, but the documentary is running 7 hours long, which is a long documentary, but it makes sense for how many films are in the series. That's a good sign to me that they're gonna really spend a lot of time on each sequel, and they're gonna go through it chronologically, and they're gonna talk about all the films up to Freddy vs. Jason, and the 2009 remake. They're going to talk about the TV show that really had nothing to do with the Friday the 13th series, but they're going to talk about it anyway because it's part of the history. They're going to talk about everything. They're going to have tons of interviews. It's supposed to be the definitive retrospective, which it definitely sounds like it's 7 hours. That's a long documentary, and it's going to be awesome. They also said that it is going to be region-free Blu-ray only. They say that you know, they don't have plans to have a DVD release because you know, it's kind of a arguably a dying format. I don't really know if that's true, but that's the way they feel. And plus, it's, you know, 7 hours long. It'll save on disk space, making a Blu-ray and you know, standard DVD. That would be a lot of discs. And it says that you can pre-order, I believe, in July 8th, but it will have an August 27th release date, and I'm really excited about this. This is something that I've been really looking forward to. I guarantee there's going to be a ton of cool stuff, and you know, probably probably get everybody you can imagine for an interview, and it's just going to be great. So that's the first thing, is the Friday the 13th documentary, Crystal Lake Memories. I hope everybody checks this one out. The next thing's about the film NightBreed, and I have not seen NightBreed, but I know there's a lot of fans of it here on YouTube. I believe it was a Clive Barker film or something, and apparently I don't know all the details on this because, like I said, I've never seen the film, so I don't know a whole lot about it. But I'm pretty sure that there were two versions of the film, and they are, you know, very, very different. One is called, you know, the regular theatrical version or whatever, and the other one's like the cable cut, is what it's called. And they people have been trying to get this better edition released for a long time, a better version, and I guess it's more true to what the film you know, was meant to be, and stuff like that, but it's just never been able to get released. And I guess they screened it in a lot of places to try to raise money for a release, and they said they probably wouldn't hear something until 2014, but I guess that's not the case because it seems like it's moving a bit faster, and people might be able to, you know, it might finally get released, you know, sometime in the future. So that's good for you know, any thing to get released that's not been able to be seen by a lot of people, is a good thing. And I guess there's also possibilities for a possible TV series. I'm not sure about that, but I just figured I would share that news. The next thing is a Scream TV show. This dropped a little while ago, but I figured I would throw it in here anyway because kind of wanted to give my opinions on it. MTV has greenlit the pilot for a Scream TV series, and I guess it's not just you know, in talks. It's actually you know, going to be starting production, which I found crazy because there was rumors of it for a while, but they kind of died off really quick. But I guess they finally greenlit a pilot, and it probably, if it starts production, it'll probably be out in 2014 or something if the pilot gets picked up or whatever. Also, probably no Kevin Williamson. From what I read, I don't think he's involved, which really sucks. You know, all that stuff that happened with Scream 4 kind of sucked. I thought Kevin Williamson did a great job with the Scream films, and also, Wes Craven is attached, but people was, you know, asking him, "Is this true?" And he said he tweeted out that it was, but he was only doing it if it was a good script or something. So if we could get it, you know, that's really the only way that I'm like, you know, down for this. Really, is if Wes Craven's involved. I really don't want to see it handed off to somebody else, but it could be interesting if Wes Craven's involved. And another thing is I don't trust MTV at all to handle any of my horror stuff or anything like that. So that's weird. It almost seems kind of right, I guess, for them to pick something like Scream up, but you know, I don't get excited when I hear MTV's doing anything. So um, that's that's whatever. I don't know. As long as Wes Craven's in it, involved, I'll be, you know, following this. But if he's not, it's really something that I'm not too excited for. So I just thought it was an interesting thing that there's going to be. I don't even know how that's going to work. Are they going to get some of the original cast members? Is it going to be a whole new thing with nothing related really to the original films, except for maybe, you know, a copycat killer or something, or is it going to be connected? I don't know. I'll definitely be seeing what's going on in the future, and hopefully Wes Craven's gonna Hopefully the script's good enough for Wes Craven so he could hop on board. Okay, moving on to the last few things. I'll keep these ones short because this video is already getting pretty long anyway. The first thing I actually didn't get to read, but I seen it, and apparently Arnold Schwarzenegger is in talks for the uh, Toxic Avenger reboot, which I didn't even know was happening. I did not know they was remaking Toxic Avenger, which I've only seen that like one time. It was like years and years ago. So I'm really not a huge Trauma fan, but I just thought that was weird, and I'd throw it out there. Anyway, I'll find the article and throw it in the bottom in case any of you guys are interested in reading that. The next thing is From Dusk Till Dawn, TV show, which is kind of weird. I've noticed that a lot of these films or horror films and horror film franchises are making TV shows out of their name now. You know, Bates Motel, that Hannibal show that just started up that I haven't watched yet. Zombieland is on like Amazon or something, and then you know, Scream's possibly happening, and now From Dusk Till Dawn. But anyway, I guess it's on a soon-to-be-launched network or something. I didn't look at it too closely, but it's something like that. I guess it's supposed to be directed and written and produced by Robert Rodriguez, who did the first film. So if that's the case, that would be kind of interesting. But then it would only be interesting if he was involved, because without him, I don't really think it. I mean, it's just another vampire story, really. It could be labeled under any title, and it could be its own thing. But I don't know what really makes it From Dusk Till Dawn unless it's Robert Rodriguez is involved. So yeah, that's whatever. I mean, I'll follow that. I guess I'll check it out whenever it's being made or whatever, once it's made or whatever. And finally, the last thing is Warner Brothers have gone ahead and decided to move forward with their plans to remake Gremlins. And I believe, I forget the guy's name, Seth something, who is, I guess, supposed to direct, who wrote Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter and the new Beetlejuice movie, which I haven't heard much about lately, but uh, I guess he did those two things, and he's supposed to direct this Gremlins remake, which, you know, I'm really not for that too much. You know, I just know it's gonna have a lot of CGI in it, and I don't like that. That's just something that I really am strongly against. With I just love the, you know, puppeteering and like the animatronics and stuff with the an original film, and it's just I don't want to see CGI Gremlins. So uh, unless I hear that it's 100% practical effects with the Gremlins, I'm probably not going to be too excited, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, that's it for this news video. Check you guys later, and hope you guys enjoy.